You wake up in the middle of the night for no clear reason. The room is quiet, but your dog is already awake, watching you, not moving, not making a sound, just looking. And when your eyes meet, their tail moves slightly, like they were waiting for that exact moment. You smile, maybe reach out, maybe fall back asleep, but something about it lingers. Why were they watching you before you even woke up? And the real question is this: how much does your dog actually know about you that you do not even realize? Most people believe they understand their dog. You feed them, walk them, play with them. You know what makes them excited, what makes them bark, what makes them rest. So it feels natural to assume the relationship is simple. You take care of them, they respond. Loyal, loving, predictable. And when your dog reacts to your mood, your voice, or your presence, most people say the same thing. They are just very sensitive. Maybe they are good at reading body language. Maybe they are used to your routine. But that explanation only scratches the surface, because what is actually happening goes far deeper than habit or observation. The truth is, your dog is not just watching you. Your dog is constantly reading you in ways that are almost invisible, and in many cases, they understand parts of you that you have not even noticed yourself. There is a moment that happens almost every day. You walk into the room, and before you say anything, before you move in any noticeable way, your dog reacts. Maybe they come closer, maybe they stay still, maybe they lower their head slightly, or avoid your gaze. It feels immediate, almost like they already knew. And here is where things start to change, because science suggests that your dog is not reacting to what you do, they are reacting to what you are underneath. Researchers studying dog cognition have found that dogs are extremely sensitive to micro-expressions in human faces, tiny muscle movements that happen in fractions of a second, movements so small that most humans do not consciously register them, but your dog does. They can distinguish between subtle emotional states, not just happiness or anger, but tension, uncertainty, even emotional conflict, and they do not need you to speak. They do not need a gesture. They read the shifts in your face, your posture, your breathing, and they build a picture of your internal state in real time. But it goes even deeper than that, because it is not just what they see, it is what they feel. Studies measuring stress hormones in both dogs and their owners have shown something remarkable. When you are stressed, your dog's body begins to mirror that stress. Their internal chemistry shifts. Their heart rate patterns change, even when nothing in the environment has changed. Even when you are trying to hide it, your dog already knows. And this is not coincidence. It is not random sensitivity. It is something called emotional synchronization. Your nervous system and your dog's nervous system are linked through daily life, through proximity, through shared experiences, through thousands of small, repeated interactions. Over time, your dog's body learns your patterns so deeply that it begins to move with you, even when you are not aware of it. That means your dog is not just observing your emotions. They are experiencing a version of them with you. So when you feel anxious, your dog does not just see it. They feel something shift inside themselves, and they respond. Sometimes by coming closer, sometimes by becoming still, sometimes by watching you, quietly, waiting. And this brings us to something even more fascinating. Your dog is constantly predicting you, not in a conscious, human way, but through patterns, through memory, through association. Every time you repeat a behavior, your dog stores it. The way you walk when you are tired, the way you move when you are upset, the tone of your breathing when something is wrong. Over time, these patterns become signals, and your dog begins to anticipate what comes next. This is why they sometimes react before anything actually happens. They are not guessing. They are recognizing a pattern that has already happened many times before. There is a study often referenced in discussions about attachment that revealed something powerful. Dogs form bonds with their owners that mirror the bond between a child and a parent. The same need for proximity, the same sense of safety, the same distress when that bond is disrupted. This means your dog is not just living with you, they are emotionally anchored to you. And when you are their anchor, they pay attention, constantly, not out of curiosity, but out of connection. There is something else that most people never think about. Your scent. To you, it is invisible, but to your dog, it is one of the most detailed maps of who you are. Dogs have hundreds of millions of scent receptors. They can detect chemical changes in your body. that reflect emotional states: fear, calmness, stress, even subtle shifts in hormones. This means your dog can smell when something is different about you. Before you speak, before you act, before you even understand it yourself, they are reading a layer of you that you cannot see, and they combine it with everything else: your movement, your face, your voice, your rhythm, and they build a complete picture, not of what you are doing, but of what you are feeling. So when your dog looks at you in that quiet, still way, they are not just looking, they are processing. They are asking a silent question: are you okay? And here is where everything changes. Because that look, that stillness, it is not random, it is intentional. Your dog is checking in with you in the only way they can. There is a well-known finding that when dogs and humans make eye contact, both experience a release of oxytocin, the same bonding chemical involved in deep emotional connection, the same one that strengthens the relationship between a parent and a child. This means that when your dog looks at you and you look back, you are not just sharing a moment, you are strengthening a bond biologically. And the more it happens, the deeper that bond becomes. It becomes a loop, a quiet, invisible loop. You feel connected, they feel connected, and both of you reinforce that connection again and again. This is why your dog sometimes watches you when you are not doing anything, when you are sitting still, when you are lost in thought, when you feel something you have not expressed. They are not waiting for action, they are reading presence. They are trying to understand the state of the person they are bonded to, and sometimes they know before you do. There is a moment that many people have experienced. You feel off, not enough to explain it, not enough to say anything out loud, but something is different, and suddenly your dog comes closer, sits beside you, rests their head on you, without being called, without being asked, as if they sensed it, because they did. And in that moment, something shifts. Your breathing slows, your body relaxes, you feel understood, not because your dog knows the details of your life, but because they are responding to the truth of your state, and that is something even humans often miss. Here is the insight that changes everything. Your dog does not understand your words the way people do, but they understand your emotional reality more consistently than most people ever will. They do not get distracted by language. They do not interpret your intentions through bias or expectation. They respond to what is real in the moment, and that makes their perception incredibly accurate, sometimes even more than your own, because humans are very good at hiding from themselves, but your dog cannot be fooled by that. They do not see who you are trying to be. They feel who you are right now, and that is why their reactions sometimes feel almost magical. But it is not magic. It is connection, deep, biological, emotional connection, built over time, strengthened through presence, and maintained through a constant, silent exchange. So the next time your dog looks at you like that, still, quiet, focused, do not brush it off. Do not assume it means nothing, because in that moment, your dog is not just seeing you, they are understanding you in a way that goes beyond words, and maybe even beyond your own awareness. And here is the part that matters most. In your dog's world, you are not just a person they live with, you are the center of their emotional universe, their reference point, their sense of safety, their source of meaning. Every change in you matters to them. Every emotion reaches them. Every presence shapes their world. So when they watch you, they are not being curious. They are being connected. And maybe, just maybe, they know parts of you that you are still learning to understand yourself. Because you are not just their owner. You are the place where their world begins and feels safe. And if this made you think about your dog in a different way, take a moment tonight. Look at them. Really look.